Chapter 12. Rebecca's a Genius. Measure 60 centimetres, move the stick, tie the string, pull the throttle, mind the cable, push and mow the file. Release the throttle. Stop. Where are we now? A8. Grandad's voice goes on, over and over like it's stuck on repeat. Measure 60 centimetres, move the stick, tie the string, pull the throttle, mind the cable. Stop, stop. I lean forward and rest my head on the table. Felix, what's wrong with you? Jake rubs my arm like he's trying to keep me awake. It's my granddad, I mumble. He's tiring me out. But he's an old man. I know, Jake, but that's got nothing to do with it. I lift my head and see Jake munching on the sandwich and Rebecca talking to a girl in Year 9 about Incredibles 2, which she saw with her sister at the weekend. It sounds way more fun than Grandad's list. The rest of the canteen is full of the clatter and hiss of boys and girls eating and talking, but I'm so tired that everything and everyone is blurred. I hold out my hands. Look, I say. He's been making me do chores all weekend. I've got stacks of cabbages, scrubbed the garden patio, polished the brass and mowed the lawn. Jake laughs. It's not funny, I whine. My fingers have turned green and stink of farts. Smell them. Get them away from me. Jake scrunches his nose. But it went on forever. That's why I'm so tired. I nearly fell asleep all the way through geography and science. I thought you were just daydreaming as usual, Jake says, munching on the sandwich. But why did you do those things anyway? Because they were on his list. What list? I sigh. The 10 things he wants to teach me, and one of them is chess. Chess? Jake chokes on his sandwich. Chess? Only swats play chess. I know, that's what I said. Oi, I heard that, Rebecca says, glancing over her shoulder. You know I play. My point exactly, Jake says and grins. Rebecca glowers at him. I think of saying I didn't mean her, but she's already turned back to her conversation. So, Jake leans across the table. Basically, he's getting you to do all the housework now your gran's dead. Well, I wouldn't say, yeah, that sucks, Jake cuts in. I'd come and help if he wasn't so scary. He's not scary, I say. Is he? Jake holds his hand out and waves it like a balancing scale. Well, yeah, a bit. My dad thinks he's what? Jake shrugs. What does he think he is? Oh, nothing. He just thinks he's weird because of his curtains and he never speaks to anyone when he goes out. But my mum said your gran was nice. Jake says brightly, like he realises he's upset me. Yeah, she really liked your gran. I know. I rest my head in my arms. Everyone liked my gran. People stopped and talked to my gran. It took her all morning to get to the shops and back because she talked so much. Grandad used to say she was gone so long the bread had turned stale. He'd pretend he was mad with her, but then he'd turn the TV over for her to watch the chase. Then I'd put the kettle on for tea. My grandad can be nice too. I wish Jake hadn't said anything about him. It's okay for me to think he's grumpy and it's boring staying with him, but it hurts when your best friend says it. You don't say things that might hurt your friends. Like, I've never told Jake that my mum saw his dad kissing another woman behind the little Tesco last Christmas. I wasn't supposed to hear that, but it's not my fault Mum talks so loudly on the phone. Felix, woo woo. Jake spins his hands around my head like a police siren is going off. Come back to planet Earth. I shake myself awake. Blimey, Felix, you really are whacked. I think he was trying to teach me algebra. He kept getting me to mow and repeat random letters and numbers over and over again. A1, B6, D4, H6. Oh, says Jake, that's a weird way to teach algebra. I know, but it must have worked because I can see them all the time. B6, F4, H6. It's like I'm sinking battleships in my head. Well, I guess it's better than sitting in the classroom with Mr. Andrews. And at least you didn't have to play chess. Rebecca turned around, smiling. What's wrong with you, brains? Asked Jake. You too, Rebecca says with a grin. Are you really that dopey? No, me and Jake say at the same time. Well, you must be. Did he get you to mow ranks and files? Yes. How did you? And you made squares and gave them letters and numbers? Yes, I just said that. Rebecca puts her hand over her mouth. Oh, Felix, she laughs. Can't you see what he did? Those letters and numbers are the names of the squares on a chessboard. What? I narrow my brow. That can't be. If you were playing the white pieces, A1 is the square in the bottom left corner. H8 is the top right. My jaw drops open. Jake face palms. Oh my God, Felix, you idiot. Don't call me that. But it's obvious, says Jake. It wasn't algebra. He was teaching you chess all along. You didn't know either, says Rebecca, sticking up for me. But I'm not sure she should. How could I have been so dopey to fall for it? My granddad has got me playing chess. Ah, God, I screw up my face. What am I going to do? The table shakes as Jake tries to stop himself laughing. It's not funny, Jake. Sorry. I put his hand over his mouth. There's nothing wrong with chess, says Rebecca. There's nothing right with it either, says Jake with tears in his eyes. Oh God, Felix, look at you. You look like you've seen a ghost. Leave him alone, says Rebecca. You wouldn't have guessed either. I would, Jake replies. But that doesn't matter. Look at him. He looks like he's seen a ghost. Jake puts his arm around my shoulders. It's okay, Felix. He grips me tightly. We'll get you out of this. How? This is a nightmare. I saw squares all night. He's brainwashing me. Mum was trying to tell me about her yucky romantic weekend away and then gave me a weird look when I asked for H2 for breakfast. Rebecca tries to stop her laugh spilling out. Jake stares into space. We've got to do something, he mutters. I've got it. He suddenly lights up like someone has given him 10 donuts. It's easy. Just tell him you'll play chess, but only if he does something you want to do in exchange. But I don't want to play chess. You don't have to. You pick something he'll never be able to do, and he'll say no, and then you won't have to play chess. A smile creeps across my face. That's brilliant. I know, Jake beams. But what shall I choose? Easy, says Jake. Let's make a list. He reaches into his bag and pulls out his maths book. We'll use this. He grins. Now, all we need is... Rebecca hands him a pen. Thanks. Don't mention it. Right, says Jake. Just shout stuff. Things you want to do that he'll hate. Zip wire, I say. Good one. Jake scribbles on his book. No way would he be able to climb up a ladder or a tree. What else? Go-karts. Ha, yeah, go-karts. Imagine him going around in his pink car. Anything else? I shrug. Don't look at me, says Rebecca. I think it's a bit mean. I start to think she might be right. But before I can say anything, Jake jumps up and shouts, scuba diving. What? Rebecca stares at me. What? I turn to Jake. Scuba diving. I've only ever seen young people do it, and you have to be really fit like Bear Grylls. What's Bear Grylls got to do with it? He's a survival expert. Exactly. Jake puts his hand on my shoulder. And Felix, my friend, this is survival.